Right?
Sutherland and Cheatham, they would be the first guys called into the office on Monday if a national czar came in and said, I'm going to start investigating this sport. I'm starting to look at the things that Teddy Atlas talked about and a lot of other people talked about. I'm going to start, and that a lot of fans talk about, that they're leaving the sport because of the bad judging and officiating. I'm going to start to look at it. And the two guys I would say to you, sir, whoever you are, I would say, sir, it might be a good place to start with a guy named Sutherland and a guy named, yes, sir, I'm not making this name up. What is the name, Teddy? Cheatham.
He gave some scorecards that should never happen. One of them that stands out to me was the first fight between Tim Tszyu, and Fundora. He had Tszyu winning 116-112. He's the only judge that had him winning that fight. Fundora won that fight. There's been a bunch of them, but the one that really stands out is he had it 115-113 for Bivol versus Canelo. Obviously, that was a fight that I thought Bivol won handily. If Bivol loses the last round, that fight's a draw on his scorecard. I just want to hear from you, and let the fans know what goes into that of allowing or protesting to the officials that are announced for this fight.
Listen, you can't say as a manager or the people involved in with that fighter, you can't say who you want, but you can say who you don't want, and try to control things the best you can. If you can put a list of guys you can knock guys down. You can't pick them. I mean, that's picked by the organizations. The commission has some say about it, depending on if it's a world title fight or not a world title. Of course, this is for the titles, and the organizations put their guys in there. And the problem with, they don't do a rotating system enough. It's always the same guys. It's always the same guys, and in the same locales. Vegas, where you're always getting the same guys. And the problem with that is familiarity breeds contempt. We've all heard that, right? And it can also breed, well, contempt's bad, but it could breed other problems like corruption and or slighting somebody or favoring somebody, because obviously the people that are involved with those fighters that they want to win, whether it's the promoter, mostly the promoter, right? They wind up having a familiarity and a relationship with the judges. And if you have the same judges doing their fights all the time, the same promoters, because there's only a certain amount of promoters in this sport that do really fights all the time, especially at this level. There's only like 5 of them, right? 5 or 6 of them. You guys know who they are. So,
okay, man, let's talk about it, man. I heard Teddy Atlas was saying that shout out to Tom Business Sports Entertainment, go subscribe to this channel. Teddy Atlas was saying that, questioning whether can Bud get a fair shake in Vegas versus Canelo. Honestly, my thing about it is, it shouldn't even go to the cards. In reality, this fight shouldn't go to the cards. Canelo has a guy who had one fight at 154, jumping up 14 pounds. So in reality, he never even grew into 154. So in reality, the guy's really making a 21-pound jump, right? To y'all, 21 pounds, it don't sound like a lot. That's like picking up 212 dumbbells, a little bit less than that. But in boxing language, that's a lot. We talking about, well, he looks good. And like I said, I see a lot of guys in the gym that look strong and they not strong. They look like they're in great condition, but they not in great condition. They look like they ripped up but can't run a mile. You know what I'm saying? So looks can be deceiving. Okay. But I think it should be a shame if he's a guy that's known for power. He's a guy who, he knocked out Caleb Plant, knocked out Billy Ho. He's a guy that's known for throwing power punches. I just feel, in my opinion, it should be a crying shame if he allows Bud to make it to the 12th round. And I get it. Sugar Ray Robinson, he fought Joey Maxim and was going to win, but he got heat exhaustion due to the hottest day in New York history. I still think to this day in Yankee Stadium, he was killing them. Henry Armstrong, jumped up and did it. I believe Roy Jones jumped up 2 weight classes and did it. And then he went light heavyweight to cruiser. He technically came in, I believe, 200 pounds, 195 pounds, or technically a cruiserweight. I see people in the comment section using like, well, Usyk would be a better example. No, it wouldn't, because y'all minds don't go past a certain level. You can't compare heavyweight to something else. You can't compare, a heavyweight weight advantage to something. It's different because I don't have to cut weight. But one of the things I will say before I dig into this video is that what if Canelo's not having a good cut for this camp? What if Canelo's, have problems making weight at 168 pounds? That's something nobody really say. Now, the one time I did remember somebody moving up in weight and missing the weight was Chris Algieri. He was moving up to 140 some 44 pounds versus Pacquiao. He's a nutritionist, I think he's a dietitian, got a degree in that, and he missed the weight. I don't know if it was on purpose or not. Will Canelo come in overweight on purpose? That's something that need to be asked as well too. But I don't even think it's going to go to the card. I think people really don't understand the size difference in this fight. I hear guys like Brian Jennings on YSM channel, shout out to YSM Media, say that size won't matter. Man, that shit matter. That shit matter. Now, the thing about it is, will it matter? Which way will it matter for? Because like I said, what if Crawford has no problem with cutting weight? So he should be more lively and he should have more vitality. If Canelo is having a tough weight cut, he's been at the weight for a minute, it may work in Crawford. So it's a two-way street there. Everybody looking at it is, oh, Crawford got to climb the mountain in the weight, right? He never been there before, but, Canelo been at that weight a minute. So he's constantly burning into more muscle. And that's why you see a lot of bodybuilders or people who are power lifters. They're different. Bodybuilders lift for symmetrics, power lifters lift for power, right? That's why they so against doing a lot of intense cardio, because they don't want to burn muscle. That's why you see them do steady cardio and they don't get out of certain zones. They stay in certain zones, right? So they don't want to burn muscle, lean, good muscle. After you at a weight so long, you progressively start to burn muscle, because as you get older, you just kind of school y'all on the body. As you get older, your bone densities become more dense. And I say this all the time. That's where you get your grown man strength from. It's the bone. Your bones become more dense as you get older. Your best body power lifters, like when you see them doing the power lifter stuff, they probably at their peak strength 35 to 42, somewhere in there, maybe early 40s, mid 30s. That's when you see power lifters in their prime. Why? It's really like your body's like strength prime, before, all the injuries take you, that's why you see them motherfuckers with the elbow pads and the knee pads and all that shit on the belts, because it's abuse. When you powerlifting or you bodybuilding, it's abuse. Injuries gonna come with it as you get older, but your bones become more dense, so you become more stronger. It really has nothing to do with steroids. It's just the density of your bones. You get that grown man frame. So that's kind of where that saying comes from. Your bones get more dense. That density you really start seeing kind of like really peak or get the peak form is right around 35, early 40s. So he and if you're constantly burning into muscle for a long time, being out of weight, it becomes detrimental, because guess what? If you burn in muscle, what else you burning? Before you burn muscle, what you got to burn? you got to burn fat, you got to burn fluid. So if you get into the point where you burn in muscle and you dehydrate in the body, that is a horrible thing to do. And most boxers do this. Most people think the boxers' brains turn to mush because of the abuse. No. That has a large part to do with it. Their brains turn to mush because of the cut. The cut. So if you cutting to the point where you dehydrating yourself, hydration is the number one key to everything. You know, I was hearing I think Byron Scott had a trainer on his podcast. I might even break down that video on the Patreon. I forget the guy's name. He knew Kobe and everything. And he says the number one issue with so many injuries in the NBA is due to the lack of core strength. You know, I said that's interesting. And another lady said a lot of people are getting injured because they dehydrated. Why are they dehydrated? The food is bad. Everything they eat. And I heard Mikhail Bridges says he eat at Chipotle every day. You know how much sodium in Chipotle? You know what I'm saying? All that sodium going in the body. So it's just like it's just when you not hydrated, it's like it's like a plant not getting water. How can it grow? Hydration fuels everything. Your brain sits in water. Water is more important than milk. Milk is more detrimental to anything outside of a infant. It's detrimental. Water is the key. More water, less sugar, less artificial sugars, less water. Water is the key. That's the key ingredient, water. But to get to the judging part, the fair shake thing, it shouldn't even go that long. He should pack Canelo. He should pack Crawford up. This should be a knockout. Any little motherfucker think he could jump 2-3 weight classes to fade me, I'm packing him up. I'm packing it up, and people just say, "Oh, I'm starting to believe because, Crawford talking different or he looking physically different." I don't get caught up in the bullshit. I stick to the facts. And one of the facts that I cannot prove is how he physically will perform. I can't prove it. It's an enigma. It's an unknown. But if you get to the judges, you got Turkey running the card. Vegas tend to be pro Canelo. Tim Cheetahman, they got some questionable judges. I mean, to me, honestly, I'd love to see the brother get a fair shake. If he get robbed, he get robbed. You know, boxing is no stranger to robberies. There's no stranger to people taking the dive. But obviously that's on the back of your mind. Floyd Mayweather, he outboxed Canelo for 12 straight rounds, and I think C.J. Ross gave him a draw. So it's really no room for error. Like, that's what I'm kind of saying in my synopsis of this fight. There's no room for error for Crawford. He must be perfect. If Canelo just push him back and throw punches and hit air or hit shoulder, hit elbows, and don't do nothing, they're gonna score for him. They're scoring it for anti-effective aggression. They're not scoring it for ring generalship. If you make them miss, you make them pay, or you making them miss. If you move and you creating angles, or you using the ring for space, they're not giving you the fight no more. It's effective aggression. At the end of the day, his best bet is to look at what Mayweather did and build on that. His best bet is probably to sit on the inside of Canelo's chest and work the body. But in reality, everybody is hoping and wishing for the best that Crawford can do. But in reality, it's an uphill battle from judges to the commission, the whole commission to the judges. Are they letting Canelo put shit up in his ass and cheat? He's been a known cheater. We know they have moved the goalposts for several cheaters out of that camp. Nobody talking about or affiliated. Ryan was once affiliated with it. The WBC didn't do shit to him. Julio Cesar Martinez, the one that was affiliated, the dude that fought Gael Yaffe, Munguia, they went back and they justified what Munguia did. Tell me, it was a mistake, it was a false pop. Bullshit. So you got to understand the cards are stacked against him. Like I said, the judges, the commission, the drug companies. You think they don't sweep this drug shit under there? I'm just saying, bro. Like, I'm just going off reality. I'm going off, and people going off hope or being on code. I'm pulling for him. It's just a tough task. He must be perfect. Mayweather was perfect and got a draw. He brought the most money to the sport anybody brought. So Crawford got to be perfect. He got to be perfect in a sport where they're trying to drown out black people from the sport. I mean, baseball's done it. Every time you see a black person in baseball, he speaks Spanish. He ain't black. Hockey's done it. Only thing black in hockey is the puck. Boxing is trying to erase the black fighter. They can't beat them, so they want to erase the black fighter. I'm telling you that right now. They want to erase the black fighter. They want to erase black people from sports and a lot of sports. So is Teddy Atlas speaking facts? I mean, yeah. But at the end of the day, I mean, wait, are they going to allow him to? Is he coming into the fight dirty? We know they sweep that shit under the rug. I'm telling you. So Crawford is going to have to put a master performance on that. Might have to end up with him getting the KO, and I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. So I could be wrong. I may or may not watch the fight. Like I said, man, I just not been invested in sports. I just ain't been really invested into it, man. So got a lot of shit going on. I may catch the replay. I may watch it. I may not. You know, you gonna watch it, man. I may not, bro. It ain't nothing to do with the fight. I'll just be having other shit going on. But I'd want to watch Lester Martinez and Mbili, though. I do want to see that fight. I like to see the Vargas kid fight. I've never seen him fight before, but other than that, I just always felt I just feel it's a money grab. I just feel it's a money grab. How Crawford was speaking before, but I could be wrong. But I'm just going on what I know. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the real subscribe channel, hit the link tree, join the Patreon, just updated it. Follow me everywhere: X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal.